Wow.
That's so awesome.
Also, Wales, you still haven't apologized for that.
Head, I'll just tweet later.
By the way, Wales still hasn't apologized for that bitch in Frasier. Where did that accent come from? That's just, I don't know what it is, but someone needs to own it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is something else that I want to talk about really before we get to John Oliver. This is really scary.
Yeah.
And I want to clarify again how the media is framing this. I want you guys to understand out there. Look, it's not that the government will always use their baton to gain power, and they never give it up. Joe Rogan was talking about this. He was right. He caught a lot of flack for it. You don't give up power to the government in the pandemic and get it back.
No.
Laws typically only grow. The pages get more plentiful. They get longer. Font gets smaller. Unless it's the Green New Deal, then they double space it. Size 12. Got to make it 5 pages.
Yeah. Got to stretch this
some way, somehow.
It's a pop-out.
Yeah. You had to get 500 words into 9 pages.
Yeah.
She was following the
Pictures.
the guidelines for her college persuasive essay.
That reads like Clifford.
I like Clifford.
I did like Clifford.
He's big and he's red.
He's a dog.
He doesn't know he's different.
It's
So
like the first girl I was with. Big and red.
I don't know what
Ginger.
I don't know what that means. That's disgusting.
Oh,
That's
I thought you were
disgusting.
talking
I've never judged you more. Okay, so
Curvy.
yesterday the vaccine mandate for New York healthcare workers went into effect. Now, before I get to what unelected Governor Kathy Hochul?
It sounds.
I've only ever read it. I've never heard it pronounced because no one voted for it and no one likes her.
Yeah, nobody cares.
So it's just like, congratulations, you're an unelected queen.
How did she get in there? Was it just they were like, he grabbed her ass, we should let her be governor?
I always
Lieutenant-
wonder, like, if there's a
Lieutenant
a
governor.
serial sexual harasser,
Yeah.
like Meryl Streep, you don't think she turned a blind eye to what happened with Harvey Weinstein?
No, we know she did.
We know she did. It's like this lady, if she was around Governor Cuomo, who was constantly sexually harassing women, you think she didn't know about it?
Yeah, of course. They're looking to her like, right? Right? No.
So,
the way she dresses in that pantsuit.
it's like she's just using it as protection.
It's a sexual calling card.
Yes. So she said that the unvaccinated, before we get to her call yesterday about what she's going to do using the military and her executive power to do something unprecedented in this country. This is something that someone pulled here in production, which sort of gives you an idea as to her mindset from a while ago, where she said that the unvaccinated are not listening to God. Unelected governor of New York.
We are not through this pandemic. I wished we were, but I prayed a lot to God during this time. And you know what? God did answer our prayers. He made the smartest men and women, the scientists, the doctors, the researchers. He made them come up with a vaccine. That is from God to us. And we must say, thank you, God. Thank you. And I wear my vaccinated necklace all the time to say, I'm vaccinated. All of you.
New religion.
Yes, I know you're vaccinated. You're the smart ones. But there's people out there who aren't listening to God and what God wants. You know this.
What?
You mean
You know who
black
they are.
people aren't the smart
I
ones?
need you to
Is that
be
what you're
my
saying? The
apostles.
vaccine hesitant?
I need you to
Minorities
go
who don't
out
trust the
and
government?
talk
They're
about it
stupid?
and say, we owe this to each other.
Sorry,
We
Ryan,
love
I guess
each
I play that
other.
like a loop.
Jesus taught us to love
Or
one
the
another.
atheist
How
scientist
do you
that made
show
the
that
vaccine.
love? But to care about each other enough to say, please get
saying that she was
vaccinated because
lieutenant
I love
governor.
you. I want
She's
you to
lieutenant
live.
governor,
I want our kids to be safe when they're in schools. I want you to be safe when you go to a doctor's office or to a hospital.
Look, everybody, look at this, shows that I'm back. You know what? We should have one of these for the unvaccinated, or maybe instead of these, like a patch on the arm, like a triangle patch on the arm.
Oh.
And you know what? Maybe 2 triangles. We'll put in 2 triangles and maybe 3 triangles. So it creates like a star.
Oh, I see you're vaccinated. He went to Jared.
Yeah. So let's be clear. There's 72,000 workers in New York who are unvaccinated. Okay. Now let's be clear as to why there's a shortage, because this is going to justify her executive action. A lot of hospitals, we've talked about this, they were forced to pause elective procedures, like heart stents, like hip replacements,
Yeah.
like heart
life-saving
valve
stuff.
surgery, mammograms, because you can't get those at Planned Parenthood. They've never actually done them, despite what they've tried to tell you. Kidney stone removal. Just drink some Dr. Pepper. You'll be fine. So as a result, 1.4 million healthcare workers were laid off. Right? Laid off, furloughed. You know this. Your wife is
Had their hours cut. Yeah.
Had their hours cut.
Yep.
There wasn't a staff shortage because of COVID. Let's be very clear. You go, well, how is there a staff shortage when they didn't use that?
Just so everybody is aware, COVID-19 is made from aborted Caucasian male fetuses. That's where the vaccine comes from. Aborted Caucasian male. It's on the box. It also shuts down your immune system. It's on the box. It's one of the side effects. FYI.
Ship in New York when they all what
Yeah.
happened is they said, hey, we can't do any of the elective procedures, so it's just going to be COVID, and we don't have enough COVID patients right now, so we're going to furlough you. We are going to lay you off. Just everyone needs to understand that all references available on the website. So that sets this up importantly because there are a lot of healthcare workers, up to 1/3, who are unvaccinated, and that should be concerning. 1/3 of people who work in healthcare, the real heroes, remember, refused to get the vaccine. And so there will be an even worse shortage starting midnight last night, according to the law going into effect. That's what justifies what the media is praising. But what to me is, look, in all seriousness, one of the scariest moments in modern American history.
And we'll be nation leading with our mandate, which strikes at midnight tonight when everyone is expected in a hospital in the state of New York or a healthcare facility to have been vaccinated. I will be signing an executive order to give me the emergency powers necessary to address these shortages where they occur. That's going to allow me to deploy the National Guard, who are medically trained, deploy people who've been retired, who may have had a license lapse, bring in people from elsewhere. That is not my first position, though, my friends. My desire is to have the people who've been out there continue to work in their jobs, work in them safely, and to all the other healthcare workers who are vaccinated, they also deserve to know that the people they're working with will not get them sick.
Okay, let me be really clear about something here, because the media is trying to paint this as, hey, the unelected governor is sending in help to prevent people from getting sick. No, let's be really clear here. This is a governor abusing her executive power to send in the United States military because she needs to replace nurses who would not comply, being forced to take a vaccine with no long-term studies. That, by the way, hasn't stopped breakthrough cases. Let's be really clear. That is terrifying. And it starts with things like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter. Why do we want to fight about the mask thing? Why do we want to fight? It's only companies that have 100 employees or more. That doesn't affect me. Sending in the United States military, because health workers, who, by the way, were heroes, apparently not unless they're twerking on TikTok. I don't know the rules. I just call them.
Yep, a year ago.
Really quickly, Texas attorney, did you see this? Mark Metzger, the third?
Oh, wow.
He was cited for disorderly conduct after he was walking down Galveston Beach dressed as Michael Myers from Halloween. And it was during...
Say you were wrong.
No.
Sorry.
No, none of that. Nope.
Yeah, we don't have. We
Yeah, we gotta go.
Sorry,
No,
Travis.
that's you. Go.
Come on, shoot.
Yeah, go.
Shoot.
All right. Okay. Change the locks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working on it.
It can't be 5555 anymore in the past.
That's true. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, no, that really is my fault.
Yeah.
It kind of threw us off.
Well, we need to be a little. Yeah, threw us.
It's
It's
a little
just
weird. Like the
mic's
sound went
cut out.
out.
I don't know.
right for it.
He broke into my car and was sleeping in it.
Oh,
He's on.
How'd it smell though?
He's on the dip
Got a good
again.
musk going.
It smells really good.
Got to get him away from Big Chief. All right, let's see. Speaking of Big Chief, let's see what's going on. Hey, it's the junk bond. It's the junk Muppet from Labyrinth. You need to go back to the home. So let's see what are they talking about? They were talking about the military quarterback Garrett. What were you pointing to on CNN?
Oh no, I was just pointing.
oh,
to Joe.
yeah.
Oh,
So just so everybody's aware, just recently I went to a bar here in Philadelphia that has a sign up on the door that said, if you are not vaccinated, if you don't have one of them vaccination cards, you can't come in here. This is a law that has not yet been passed here in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania. But they're already enforcing it. If they don't enforce this law, they get charged $400,000. That's what they get for letting somebody who is not have a vaccination card through their doors. That my friends, is un-American.
Oh, okay. I thought we were talking about their song.
No new updates. Just the junk monster.
That freaked me out as a kid.
So
That movie was terrifying.
Oh, I went to the Jim Henson Experience and I brought my son and like going through the labyrinth thing. I was like, this is still terrifying.
Still terrifying.
The puppets, yeah.
They're throwing their heads at me.
It's the darkest movie.
They kidnap, for those who haven't seen Labyrinth, spoiler alert, in the first 10 minutes, they kidnap a baby from its own cradle.
Yeah. And David Bowie takes it for some reason.
Yeah, David Bowie takes it wearing the most enormous codpiece you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And then he's singing about kidnapping. Oh, I kidnapped a baby.
Yeah.
I'll take your baby and throw him to the stars, Jennifer Connelly.
The spiders from babies.
You remind me of the babe that I kidnapped.
How about the biggest cod piece you have?
Yes. Are you sure this is big enough? I don't think my viewers will believe it. Dance, codpiece, dance. So let's go to, speaking of Brits, we'll go to the less favorite, John Oliver.
Yeah.
And also, he can't claim he banged Mick Jagger.
What?
Wait,
Well,
Bowie.
Bowie did.
Oh, okay. All right.
Bowie, come on. It was.
I don't know much about David Bowie, all right? I just choose not to put
why
that crap in my head.
What? Excellent music?
No.
There's a dumb ass sitting to my left.
Ground control to major ass.
Hold on. Which way is left?
He's
That's
sitting
you.
in that chair.
While I appreciate the humor, I just want to point out in this movie, which I love, by the way, the labyrinth that they're talking about, literally what happened was the older sister begged the fairy king to take the kid. The kid provided the David Bowie, this guy provided a service to this girl, and he took the kid. A lot of people these days are asking other people to take their children. This is a problem. I don't know if y'all know this, but when you try and get somebody to take your child away, that's a problem.
Oh, that's me. Okay.
And he listens to the most peculiar shit.
I stand by my claim.
All right. Ziggy.
Well, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Just because. Well.
All right, Ziggy Starsuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll give it to you if you have the dancing in the street video, you win. But other than that, they're very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The dancing. Have you ever seen that Silent?
No.
There's a video on YouTube where it's David Bowie and Mick Jagger just doing the video with no music. It's the scariest thing on earth. Yeah, it's terrifying.
Well, Labyrinth is terrifying because when you're a kid, right? I don't know about you, but I was afraid like the monsters under the bed. You turn off the light really quickly, and you run and you jump on the bed because if you're under the covers, it's safe.
Yeah.
Only this troop, this gaggle of satanic Muppets show up and steal you from your bed. It's your safe place when you're a kid, and then the junk Muppet lady is showing up in the closet, trying to sell you trinkets that no doubt are probably from China, laced with arsenic. Like, you need a teddy bear. You're like, get out of my closet! It's a horrifying film. They don't make them like that, and that's why kids are pansies, and we can't do gender reveals because they don't have films like Labyrinth now. Everything is nerfed. All right,
it's true.
Let's move on to John Oliver. Okay. And I want to, you know what? I think John Oliver, let me be clear. I think John Oliver, compared to Seth Meyers, compared to Stephen Colbert, compared to Trevor Noah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop this right there, only because I'm not trying to make my channel about promoting somebody else's product. This is a video from Steven Crowder. I am a Mug Club subscriber. I paid to be able to see this video. And I wanted to show you this particular clip. And I've been putting out other clips on YouTube for free from Steven Crowder because I ain't make them. But he says a lot of the things that I feel. I don't think it's right that somebody should be able to tell me that I should have to put aborted white boys into me in order to live in the society, in order to buy things, go out and shop. I don't think it's right for that kind of thing. But you know what? You may be okay with that. I know that like 70% of Americans today have taken the corona whatever injection. It's not a vaccination. They don't even claim it's a vaccination. What I do know is that y'all motherfuckers will be kowtowing to them for the rest of your life. Because if you want to live, you will have to continue to take their shots, and eventually you'll have to pay for them. That's a problem. I don't agree with that problem. I am against that type of problem. But that's just me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Love, peace, y'all. I'm out.